Let's bring her back. Hey, what a flippity flop though! This is Stranger or Big Moose, and we're here with Faultarian Journal number 5. This is our 5th week in a row, guys. It's awesome. It's super fantastic. I'm glad everyone that has tuned in and has been enjoying the stream. Hope you continue to enjoy it. So the topics that we have for Act 3 are AI, ARAM, toxicity, which should be a big topic, and we have a few extra topics of overrated slash underrated heroes, and I also had the idea of custom matches as well. So that's what we're here to talk about, guys. We do this once a week for everyone that doesn't know. Uh, if you would like to know when we're going to be live streaming, we usually do it every Saturday. That's our goal. We're going to be aiming for around a 3 hour time, but we went over this time. Usually we've been doing 6 hours. We're going to take it down a little bit more. And if you want to know when we're going live, hit the follow button. And Steve and Chandler, please introduce yourselves.
Yeah, me gotta get swole. Uh, I really don't know what to say. I haven't made anything up yet.
That's all right. Steve, are you there? I don't think he
I don't
is.
think he's back yet. No,
Yeah.
he tends 5 minutes is about half an hour to him.
Yeah, that's normal, Steve. Steve's never on time. Uh, and we have someone in our chat at the moment. He's in our voice chat. If you guys would like to come in and talk on stream and give your opinion, you're welcome to do so. You can just join our Discord down below, and we'll just move you into the voice chat. But we have someone that goes by the name of Luis. Who are you?
Hello. Yeah, I'm Luis. I'm 17 years old. I'm from Germany.
Nice.
And yeah,
Nice, nice. So, Luis, how did you hear
just
about
hanging out
Paragon? And more specifically, how did you hear about Fault?
about Paragon. Well, this goes back a long time. I think a friend introduced it to me and then I played it and then it fucked up. Then I got out and a month later I came back and then it was nice.
Nice.
So I continue playing with him. And now his PC is kind of like broken and he can't play Fault.
Mm-hmm.
And about Fault, I heard. I think I searched Paragon on YouTube and I found. Wait, let me do it. Paragon. I found a German boy or an English boy who talked about all the guys or the companies who are trying to recreate Paragon.
Was his name
And then there
Mongoose?
was. Who? How? What?
Mongoose? Mangoose and
Spell it.
Britick are the ones that have been talking about the remakes.
Now, Beric, I heard about like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you only heard about Britick 2 weeks ago. Okay. He's a cool guy. He streams a lot. He's
Yeah, I found it
fantastic,
out.
actually. Derek. Yeah. Um, yeah. So,
It's a German YouTuber.
okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Maxnomics Gaming.
Oh, I've never actually heard of them. Cool. Well, I'm glad you're here to join us. So everyone, so our topics for Act 3, we got Trello, ARAM toxicity, and we got a few extra topics there. So, I'm going to let Chandler take the start of this, and while he's doing that, I'm going to throw up some gameplay for you guys. Okay? So, AI on Trello. What exactly are we talking about? Actually, I'm going to pull up the Trello while we do that.
Well,
Show
we can kind
everyone.
of talk about both of those topics kind of at the same time. It's just like basically having game modes outside of quick play. So in the sense of AI, just having bot matches.
Mm-hmm.
For again, some people just like to test things out in a bot match before they go and take it serious in either quick play or ranked, depending on what's available. And then something like having ARAM, so just like arena mode in Smite, or just basically a one lane match.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people like testing out that way. They wouldn't want to play a bot match because, again, how do you get the bot to actually act like an actual human being? So it's not realistic to test some things out that way. But yeah, it's definitely just about like what game modes are out there and what can really make Fault stand out from the rest.
Mm-hmm. I think AI is going to be really important, especially with um, teaching new players how to play Paragon. Or I just said Paragon. Haha, Paragon's dead. We're talking about Fault. Teaching people how to play Fault. Um, AI is going to be really important to those new people learning the mechanics more so than it's just a 3 lane map. Learning about the buffs, the jungle buffs, how to win a lane, how to push a lane, how to hold a lane, how to slow push a lane, all those kind of mechanics, uh, and all that stuff. I think AI is like the start of a great tutorial and learning and a way to learn for new players. I also think AI is a really good way. Sorry guys, just had a 4-year-old call a note to me. Anywho, so where was I? I think it's a great way to help new players, and I think it's also for the people that just they get a bit too frustrated with a regular. There's always ARAM and AI to just jump into, and that's where the real casual fun comes in, if that makes any sense. ARAM
Do
is a
you
lot of fun.
do you think they should do it like 5 versus 5 bots?
Yeah, yeah, that's would be co-op
Okay,
versus AI, and then if they did an ARAM mode, it'd be 5 versus 5, but against other
on
people,
one
but in
lane,
a single lane.
like League of Legends.
Yeah, just like League of Legends. And I think that'd be really awesome. ARAM is always a lot of fun. It's always super hectic.
Well, it would just be cool to see a Paragon version for, well, a Paragon like version with Fault, only due to the fact of it being like full third person with the verticality. So where Smite, you're all on the same level battlefield. You could have one lane, but again, you could have stairs up to one side. You could have different things. Like you can add that verticality to the map, and then all of a sudden, even though it is like a one lane game mode, you could even
Maybe
have
an
like
interactive map where you can press a button at a certain time and the wall comes up or a hole opens or a tunnel you can walk through.
yeah. And well, I was thinking even cool just having like running steel and then going up a set of staircases and then alt and just jumping off of it right down onto somebody. Like different things like that where a single lane game mode in a MOBA like this, I think will end up being a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
And I just wanted to take note because I do have the Trello up, so I just wanted to take note of a few things for everyone. For everyone that doesn't know, this Trello is basically a tentative roadmap for Strange Matter that they have released for the public to look at, to show all the stuff they've finished and all the stuff they have planned. So, early access is now going to be moved to here. Wait, does that make sense? Yes, it does. Early access is here now. The start of Cube 3.
It'll still be Q2.
Is it Q2? The end of Q2. My apologies. Uh, and you can see all this stuff. So Sparrow, this also hasn't been updated in a little bit, so I think this is
Yeah.
not an accurate representation. So you
No,
got
there's
Sparrow,
obviously a bunch of things
hero
they're working on
animations to
currently.
make them a bit smoother. 2D art, so that the items actually have some art to make it look a bit more finished. Smart casting. For anyone who doesn't know what smart casting is, what's a good example? The Decker stun. So when you know how with the Decker stun, you have to hit the button to get ready to throw the stun and then confirm the stun. But with smart casting, you would just press one button and you would throw the stun. It's kind of cool. So it just adds that little bit of you just save like a second or so. So you just get your abilities off a bit quicker. Improve the faction system, which is their own custom system. Improve the item system that goes right along with the factions. They're gonna add weekly challenges, so that's gonna be their idea for a battle pass. Is what it seems according to this. They're going to be adding weekly challenges, something for people to grind. Uh, River buffs. And then in Q2, which is where we currently are, we got a full map art rework. Ooh, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. An esports page, a crown progression system, which I'm pretty sure the crown progression system is. Remember how in Paragon, once you hit level 10 with a hero, you would get a master skin? I think that's what the crown progression system is. It's something similar to that. And hero specific progression. Oh, maybe it's not.
I think they should do something like challenges based on the heroes, maybe as a chimera, so you have to
Yeah, that's what this
goes through
hero
a
specific progression is that they have.
yeah, but like 10 challenges and then you get a super this other hero specific progression. Okay, I didn't saw this.
Yeah.
And
But
then
I
you
just
get like a
wanted to
super
make
skin.
a little note for just a few people. There's some stuff here that they've been gassing. That Strange Matter. I was looking at this a few days ago, and they were gassing a few things that it's gonna come, but they're already in the recently finished. And in fact, they've been in the recently finished for a hot minute. Because if I look at the menu, apparently the menu was finished on the 6th of January. That's a long time ago, guys. Anywho, I just wanted to make a few notes so you can look at it and you can see who moved it and all that stuff, right? So yeah, if you guys don't know how to, if you guys ever want to take a look at this and you don't know how to get to the, and you don't know how to get to this, you can just join the Strange Matter Discord and just type in this right here, /Trello like that, and it will show up. Kind of cool. But anywho, while we're going on to that, I'm going to start bringing up some actual gameplay again. And Zuku, I see you're tuned in. You're in this game, I'm pretty sure, on my team. Anywho, Chandler, so why do you want to see AI? Like, why is it important to you?
So again, going back to my days playing Paragon, because I can guarantee a lot of people will say that they were pretty casual playing Paragon, but I was probably the most casual person playing Paragon in the sense that I played a significant amount, but a lot of it was in bot matches because it was just learning all the characters and then implementing that into an actual quick play game here and there. So I don't know, just like for the average consumer, because obviously for the enthusiasts, they want rank, they want it as hard as possible, they want to just be able to have the accolade of saying they're better than somebody else. But for the super casual people, such as myself, who may not take playing video games that serious, or again, they're working 70 hours a week, I only have time to go and sit down and play video games for a certain amount of time. So if literally I'm in my week, I'm only playing video games to have fun and I'm not trying to be competitive, why am I going to boot up one game that I know I'm not good at and I'm never going to be good at?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where Paragon for me, it was, I loved how it looked and I loved like watching you guys play, and I'd be in like whatever it is, different like PS4 shares and whatnot, and like watching you guys play because it was just fun to play. And that was back when me and Steven were still living in the same household, so I was able to
I'm about to get smart.
watch him actually play. But when I got into it myself, it was in these bot modes that like I really started to get a passion for it, and just playing more of it made me want to get better and made me want to start taking it serious.
Yeah, at least having that option for being able to at least like get a little bit more familiar with the game, and even if it's not super heavy hitting gameplay and it's not how the game is intended to be, I feel like the potential for someone getting so hooked on a game from bots to actually start wanting to play. Oh yeah, I not announce that I came back?
No, you just
No.
started talking. Yeah.
Sorry, I for some reason 100% thought that sorry about that, folks. What the fuck was I saying? Fuck. Shit. This is why I shouldn't look at chat when I talk.
Bots.
Bots. Yeah. Fucking. Nah, I ain't no baby gamer. Need to play bots, but I understand that it's an important game mode for people and for getting people into the game. You know what I mean? Not everyone is going to be ham bony. I want to like get out and get into this game and start slamming. You know what I mean? Sometimes people want to like ease their way into it, and I feel like bots is a good way. And it's not me. You know what I mean? I want to get in there and like own all that shit. But I feel like it's definitely a good way for people who are a little bit more apprehensive to start feeling like they can get into the game. You know what I mean? I'm not going to deny some people. It goes a long way.
It does, yeah. And see, have you ever played in? Well, you played in ARAM mode in Smite. So what do you think
Did I?
about a fault ARAM, but it's 5v5, not 3v3?
Now you're referring to when we play Joust, because
Yeah.
ARAM is all random, all mid, right?
Yeah.
Because that's always been 5v5. I'm pretty sure, at least even in because in
Oh no,
League.
so Joust and Smite is 3v3, and then like whatever it's called, Arena, I guess, would technically be a different game mode
Yeah, Arena
in
is just team
Smite. Where,
deathmatch.
yeah, okay,
Because y'all have been saying certain things the past few days, and I just haven't said anything. But I'm like, ARAM is you don't give a shit about what character you're gonna play.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Arena is for when you're just trying to like.
So what's your opinion on? Like, I know it would be technically a different game mode and wouldn't be ARAM anymore, but again, so you take that one lane gameplay, but you take the random hero effect out of it. Does that ruin that game mode to you, or is with the character you want to play more beneficial?
I
Or
feel like
is the randomness what?
the randomness is kind of essential. I feel because some characters are just going to be better. I think. If you can in like a one lane thing, if you don't have to worry about getting ganked, if you don't have to worry about like why are you going to choose? I guess I don't know. I always felt like the fun of it was like I don't know, maybe because you can get into like full chaos of like you could have like 5 supports versus 5 carries, or
Yeah,
maybe
because I
it's
guess
like
that's why they call it Joust in Smite. Because I feel like you can pick your character in Smite.
in Joust you pick your character.
Yeah. So
Um,
it would be the difference between the traditional, like, so between League and Smite's versions of a one lane game.
I don't think it
Do
could
you
be
prefer, like, did
5.
you ever play League's one lane?
No, I think I've played League like thrice in my life. Like,
Yeah.
um, no, I
So if
definitely
you were to play it in like a Paragon like game, you would prefer it to be random heroes.
if it was 5, maybe random. But if it's like a 3
Yeah, because
person thing,
5 is going to be massively wide.
yeah, yeah, ARAM is it's supposed to be chaotic, whereas Joust is a bit more strategic.
Yeah.
The smaller
I don't like
team,
Joust.
you don't know. It was Joust can be kind of tricky because like if you're playing against a really good 3 stack in Joust, you just get fucking shit on. Like was
And
there
I'm just playing devil's advocate, just trying, like, it's mainly, I brought up the topic of ARAM mainly to just talk about game modes for Paragon and like what we would want to see outside of the regular
oh my
quick
god,
play.
that just reminded me of like how I'm thinking about Cam Winston again, but like all the times people would ask him, "Why is there no ranked? Where's ranked? Why can't we have ranked?" And he's just like, "More important shit than ranked." You know what I mean?
Haha.
Wow. Trust me. We got to make the game better before we introduce ranked. I'm just like, go fuck yourself. Like,
I've actually never played an ARAM mode at all. So I can see Zuku there explaining it. And I've actually never played. Like, I've played Joust, I guess, is the closest thing.
Yeah.
And
Oh, so you've never played it on League, that little bit that you were playing?
never played ARAM. So it looks awesome because I've been tuning into Jacka's streams. Shout out to that guy. Uh, and he plays a lot of ARAM because he's a scrub. And I should have said that, but too late now. Uh, and and yeah, and it's really fun. I'm banned. Yeah, Zuku. Remember that little chat we had the other day about me wanting to be a tester? I just lost my shot. It's gone now. Uh, Anywho, and yeah, it looks a ton of fun. It looks a ton of fun to say the least. And I just think it'd be really nice, and it's a really good way. So one thing why it's so cool, and why like something like Team Fight Tactics cool, Meta Champions is so cool, um, is because when I get sick of fault, because it's gonna happen, because I'm gonna rage one day, and I just need a breather. That's where ARAM comes in, because I'm still playing the game, but I'm doing something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I think is really important, because it's just gonna add to it. Because Steve, for example, cannot play 8 hours of Paragon a day. He was incapable of doing so.
Yeah, I was a short burst motherfucker.
And so like stuff like ARAM would be really beneficial for him because he'd still be playing the game, but he'd be doing something different.
But do you guys think they should implement it like right away?
No, this is full release.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
definitely
Yeah,
full
well,
full
release
okay,
makes
release
but
it
game
better.
modes.
because of the amount of players there are, and then if the server capacity and ARAM is gonna take up the space, and maybe then there are less people playing the real 5v5 game, and the matchmaking times would just be too long.
Oh yeah, it does matter with the amount of people you have.
Yeah, right. And I think in the beginning, when there are just few people who know Fold, I think that, yeah. How many people did they have in the alpha
They never released the
weeks?
numbers, but they gave out 10,000 keys. But I don't think the keys are very they're
Yeah,
not
and
very
I.
beneficial because I had 3 of those keys myself. I'm not
Okay.
gonna say how I got them, but I had 3
You
keys.
motherfucker.
And I was giving them to my friends. I tried to give one key to a tester because he said he had a friend, but it didn't end up working for him too. So, anywho, but I had a few keys, and I'm sure it wasn't the only person out there that had.
I think I had one too, but I only played like two games. I don't know. But 10,000 people are too less to implement ARAM
Yeah,
at the moment.
yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely like a full release or even after that thing, because we're
Yeah,
calling
like
Act
any
Three full
in-game mode.
release is what we're kind of calling it. Because Act One was alpha, Act Two was early access, Act Three is supposed to be full release. So if you look at it this way, guys, we're only in Act One of Fault's development.
I mean, yeah.
That's wild.
I think it's pretty far.
Yeah, there's still ways to go. But yeah. So this it has to be full release. It has to be full release because you got to have the player base. No one wants to have like an hour queue time, as Mike just said in the chat, uh, because because of ARAM. You know what I mean? I just got. I literally just got smoked. You know, this is my bad gameplay too, because I had like some really good gameplay, and then the next day I didn't play that great. Anywho, whatever. Yeah. So I think it will be really cool to see. I'm excited to play ARAM. I've never played it before. Um, yeah, and that's pretty much all I got on it. What about you guys? You guys got anything else?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Okay, very good. Wait, did you just talk about my boy like that, Zuku? Krypton, that's my that was my homie. You're right though. He did just ditch us. He said, "Fuck out of here, man." Uh, yeah. So what is the next topic there?
Toxicity and its part in the game. So, when I was coming to this topic, it's the mindset that whether you like it or not, there is an inherent fun factor to griefing and or taking advantage of exploits with your favorite character, because if you are an experienced player and it is getting stale just doing the same thing over and over again, if you have a way of just, I mean, everyone wants to scratch that itch every once in a while, uh, but obviously that's extremely negative to a new player who's on the receiving end of somebody who's experienced that knows how to take advantage of certain exploits.
Hmm.
So it's really the yeah.
So there's something that I've come to learn and kind of love in a certain sense. Toxicity, MOBA toxicity is what I'm calling it. Because there's toxicity in every video game, obviously, but there's something about MOBA toxicity that is a step above in a sense, unless you're playing Gears of War, because they are the most toxic community in the world. Um, is toxicity beneficial to a game, or is it not? Well, how do I put this?
I mean, toxicity kind of spawns from a desire to be competitive, right?
Yes, it does.
But also at the same time, it can alienate players from wanting to get invested. But also, in turn, some players can react to it with wanting to get better. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like, it's on the one hand, toxicity. You're not going to be toxic in something that you're not passionate about. I mean, you can have the random person just roll up and grief for no fucking reason. But a lot of the time, if it's legitimate, purebred toxicity, a lot of the time it's passion to want to perform well and not admitting that you're just ass at the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like
If you're blaming everything except yourself for why you're doing bad.
toxicity is sometimes needed because it's kind of what pushes people to be better. But at the same time, if I'm playing a game and someone's pulling a Tyler 1 and running up mid, I hope they never play the game again. Like no joke. Like I never ever want to play the game again if there's that kind of toxicity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um and yeah. So what do you guys think when it comes to toxicity? Like if you're playing a competitive game, let's say we're talking, let's break it down into sections. So we're talking you're playing at the pro level, competitive, and you're with your teammates, and J. Leo Grande makes the stupidest fucking play you've ever seen. Actually, he's too smart. We'll use someone else. Suki loses one solo fight and throws the rest of the game. So like obviously like you yell at the guy. Well, I don't know if you yell, but like toxicity, he's being toxic because he's essentially throwing because he's tilted. Um, and you're being toxic because he's throwing. Oh, so you think if it gets too far, so if it gets personal, it's too far. That's what Mike thinks. Oh, okay, that's a good way to put about it.
Does he mean personal by yelling
When you start talking about
not so
matters that
nice
don't
stuff
involve the
at other
game,
people?
like if you start being like, "Yo, you're a fucking fat ass, bro," like when you start saying stuff like that, like
Have you been called fat ass in games before, dude? What? Like I've never had that. Like,
no, but like it does get personal like that. Like sometimes people
no,
start
I
attacking
know.
more than your game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
know
like
this.
I'm saying, like if people are rolling up, it's like I fucked your mom last. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. To me, that's kind of like, okay, it's no longer about the game. It's like,
Oh boy.
I don't know what the fuck you're on. You know what I mean?
Wait, you can be
I
banned
have
from
a good
testing if you're
example too,
toxic.
but I don't
Oh yeah,
think
yeah.
I should say it.
Yeah. So I mean, that kind of stuff is pointless. But like some stuff where it like comes down to you know, talking shit and intimidation tactics and all that kind of stuff is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
sometimes it's part of the game, and
Yeah.
I mean, if someone
Some
did
people
better,
thrive, and like I'm not one of those people. I'm not, guys. Like I really don't like toxicity at all. But like so, there are people out there that thrive on being toxic. Like it's literally their competitive persona. It's their gaming persona. Like if they can't be toxic, they don't want to play it.
yeah,
Which
Okay, that's
well,
just stupid.
yeah, but there's people out there like that.
No front.
Like and but toxicity is also subjective in a sense too, right? Like what I
yeah,
call toxic might not be what someone else calls toxic. Like you can be a troll and that's toxic. You know what I mean? You can also be running down mid and that's also toxic.
I think it would have to be inherently things that affects everyone's ability to enjoy the game. So, like again, things like feed in things like getting upset, so you just sit in your spawn. You don't even leave the game,
Yeah,
or
like when I was playing Alpha 3 and a certain somebody kept going AFK every game we played against a 3 stack. Haha. I've told that story
so
many
that
times. I'm not going to say who it is.
yeah, there's things like that where it starts affecting everyone, because again, you aren't dealing with that toxicity for 5 to 10 minutes. It could be anywhere up to 40 minutes of having to now deal with this,
Mm-hmm.
all because somebody wanted to play one character and you didn't let them.
Yeah.
You locked in first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the game, right? Like it's a part of being a
Yeah.
gamer. Unfortunately, that
Yeah,
toxicity
like
is a
people
thing.
being toxic and, like, let's say spam and good job is not really a bad thing, because again, they're still playing the game, they're still playing their role, they're just being toxic towards you,
Yeah.
and it doesn't affect you other than the fact that you may feel like shit, or it's just annoying to see it on screen. But it's when you're affecting the entire balance of a game.
But about spamming good job, I think this can be fixed easily. Like implementing a system where you can mute a certain person
Yeah, I
that's
think it'd be really
spamming that
cool if you
stuff.
could mute someone's text chat.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
just not the complete text chat, just one person's,
Oh yeah.
so that the other teammates can still say that you did a good job.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Because if someone is spamming good job, he's not really helping with other calls. I mean, he's just spamming good job, and if the game progresses, he's not doing stuff like attack left lane or something like that. If you know what I mean. I don't think so.
yeah, no. So what you mean,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaking, team, good job. Oh gosh, uh, is if he's not when he's spamming good job, but he's not doing anything else. He's not really helping out the team. Like, because if he's saying enemies missing left, like that's helping out the team. But just spamming good job ain't helping no one.
Yeah, and I think in the future he will not do something else like spamming good job.
If you
You know, Tony Mac, thanks for the follow, man.
wait, we got to follow. Oh, Tony Mac, thank you for the follow. I hope you're enjoying the stream there.
Bro,
Uh,
I already said thanks.
look, man.
Well,
Look, man. Leave him alone. Team, good job. Corpse. If you want to have a good job, actually, no. And like, for example, like someone here, Steven, I'm going to bring up Steven a lot on this one. Steve gets triggered real easily from from one out of context good job, and you probably tilted him, to be honest.
yeah.
and and it affects his gameplay so much too. I'm so sorry, Steve. I'm not trying to roast you.
Nah, Corpse Grin, like, bringing up, like, man, or like what, like, cause I jungle, and like, I'd like to say, I like to think I'm pretty good at rotating, but motherfuckers be impatient, man. Like, bruh,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't-
And so like I know that what am I trying to say? I wish toxicity wasn't in the game, to be frank. I
Yeah,
wish
but it
everyone could
is
just be
in every game.
kind to each other, but obviously that's unrealistic, you know. And it's a MOBA. I'm trying to let the other team know if I pooped on them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to let my teammates know. But like if I was able to spam good job to the enemy, you know, I'll do whatever it takes to get into their head and win the game. I'm I'm full serious. I'll do it. You know what I mean? As long as it's not as long as it's not in bad taste, I guess is a good way to put it. If it's in bad taste or gets personal, then it's a problem. Um so yeah, so toxicity, you can't avoid it. It's part of being a gamer. How do you deal with toxicity? Is it being toxicity to yourself? Is it just ignoring it because you don't let it affect you? Or is it just by outplaying your teammates and your opponents? What do you guys think? Let us know.
it's about eating ass.
Okay, and what does this person say?
Why I said
Yeah, it's hard to ignore it sometimes. It's hard to ignore it sometimes for sure. You're so damn glad Paragon had no slash all chat. Oh, he's just capping. He's just capping. No cap. I don't know what I'm doing here. Uh, so what do you guys what do you guys think on toxicity? Do you guys got any more points there to say, or do you guys want to try to move on a little bit?
I think we can move on.
I want to move on. Okay. And one last thing, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so this is what we had. There's an inherent fun factor to griefing and or taking advantage of exploits with your favorite character. Oh. Oh. This is a different topic entirely, Chandler.
No, I already went over that part.
Okay. That's kind of really cool. So we just have like our own little notes there, guys. So what we were thinking about when it comes to this toxicity thing, what Chandler had, and he already mentioned it there, is let's say you're Mike TV because he's a pro and I see him in the chat, right? Um, you have 3 hour queue times in Paragon, so you make a Smurf. But on this Smurf, you're now testing builds, you're trying to find glitches in the game, and all this stuff so that you can bring it to your competitive team. Is that being toxic, or is it not? Because you might be losing your team the game.
Ooh, that's a good point. I think this goes back to why I think it would be important to have a strictly well, not the important to have, but like the importance of the difference between a community in a game that understands if you're looking for a specific experience, you should look for some kind of ranked mode. And then if you're looking for a more experimental experience where you can like try things out against human players, you should enter into this one. I don't know. I feel like having that kind of content and encouragement behind a game for a community could allow for more exploration. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Whoa! Whoa, nah, Zuku, I'm gonna tell you. I'm new to PC, and I could play with my toenails and beat Jacka in any game mode on any game on PC. I could remove my W key.
fuck.
Oh, speak again when you could click. You're right. Anywho, he fucked up, so damn, he really came back. That's alright, man. Jacka, you're a nice fellow. Uh, yeah. So, what were we saying? Sorry, guys. Uh, now that the chat, and I was just reading the chat. So, is it toxic to find these exploits in the game and use them to your advantage, even if it might be the cost of losing a random quick play match?
Do you mean by exploits like jumping on top of the map, or?
Yep. Something that you can use to your advantage, like find a glitch in the game.
Yeah, but is it? I mean, finding a glitch is always possible, but if they take the hitbox borders of the map the right way, I don't think you can jump on top of the map.
Ooh, that's true.
If
But
you
what
know
I mean
what
is,
I
like, for
mean.
example, there's a whole category dedicated to speed running games. All they do is exploit the game. You know what I mean? But is that, let's say we brought like speed running tactics of exploitation into a MOBA. Would that be toxic to use a glitch to your advantage? Or is it
Using a
another way?
glitch, I think this is just assholey.
You think so?
Yeah, it's not. It is part of the game, but it's not supposed to be the right way.
That is a
You
bad
should play the
example.
game
Like, you're right.
how it is supposed to be, and not finding some glitches
Well,
where you can
let me put it another
jump
way.
on.
Let's say you're a pro fault player. You make a Smurf, you jump into a game, you know of a glitch that exists, but because you're on a Smurf, you know these new players won't know the glitch. But you're using the glitch and they don't know how to counter that glitch. Is that toxic, or is that just you're just out metaing them,
You're
outplaying
just an
them?
asshole, I think.
You're just an asshole.
You
I
don't do
disagree
this to
there.
new players. And you don't use glitches, obviously. I mean, every person now and then wants maybe to use a glitch and just be the cool guy. Hey, I'm using this glitch. I know how to do it, but I think that's not how it's supposed
Oh,
to be.
look at the chat. So some of them are saying using a glitch is toxic. That's just being a dick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
Mike, you're right.
You think you think that's you really guys think that? Well then. See, okay, doing it to new players, I get it. But like if I'm playing a competitive game and I know of a glitch that's gonna make me win the game. Well then again it's different
No.
though. I'm probably gonna do it. As long as it's not illegal, obviously.
Yeah, but it is illegal, I think,
Well,
because it's something you are not supposed to do.
Yeah, but that's
yeah,
something
but
like well
Yeah, do
what's
you
it
think like jumping on top of the map and sniping some people like with Raid? I think he was called in Paragon.
I feel like that's kind of like here's the thing. Okay, when it comes to this kind of topic, I like to talk about this kind of stuff because it ties in with ideas of not directly, but it eventually can turn into discussions of the concept of gatekeeping, the concept of censorship, and also this idea of who do we look to say this is how the game should be played. Now, we are purchasing a game and Strange Matter is coding it and all this kind of stuff. And, they say, we have these lanes and we do this stuff. However, in my opinion, one of the things that makes the game a better thing is when you do exploit these things, something that's allowed in the game, technically by the code, not expected or not even wanted. Like, it's something that needs to be explored and something that needs to be a common part of the game so that one, the game can be fixed and explored a bit better, but then also it's leaving that idea for a different experience for gamers to come in. I feel weird saying gamers when I'm talking for people to come
Yeah,
in.
but think about it this way. Like now this game isn't a MOBA, but Super Smash Bros. Melee is
Yeah.
literally a competitive game because of the exploits that people have found. Like that
Yeah,
is the
and
game.
that's kind of my point. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that the game needs to be something that is as fucking exploited as Melee, but this idea of leaving control in the hands of the players with the tools that they're giving, it's more so it's kind of like this idea of like when Greg and I we were in high school, we were part of an improv team, and something that we were always told is to like act not based on rules but with guidelines. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of this thing of you're given these guidelines and these things and these parameters to live inside, but I feel like the spice of one life, but then also the spice of creation and community forming is that idea of exploring everything to the extent it can be. Now, I'm not saying that every single game you should be playing should have some dude aimbotting or no clipping through the fucking map. You know what I mean? That's not my point. What I'm saying is it's one of those things that if it needs to be corrected, it'll be corrected. But it's not, I don't think you're ever going to 100% get rid of players resisting the pull and tug of, some kind of overlord, whether that be the general community or the creators, because I think what you end up getting is a game where you're not encouraged to express yourself and you're not encouraged to explore. I know I'm getting kind of like colorful with my language and all that kind of stuff. And like, I, I'm I'm a sociology and philosophy and cultural studies major and all that kind of stuff. So I think about this kind of stuff, and I feel like you lose the inside jokes, you lose the experimentation, you lose the immersion into the game for it to become not just a game, but something that you want to devote a lot more of your life to, and for it to change over time with the devs being like, yo, this is something that's bad. This is why we shouldn't have it. It gets changed. Something else gets found. and that's what keeps the game evolving and all that kind of stuff. To say that like the game needs to be played one way means that like I don't know, when people were trying to do crit decker or something like that, like people be like, what the fuck, she's a support, you can't be building crit. And then Greg played crit decker a few times and we fucking washed up, you know what I mean? Like we were smoking people.
Yeah, but this is part of the game.
Yeah, but like this idea of like something that is in the game, whether that be a glitch or an exploit, if it's in the game, you should be able to use it. And if Strange Matter want to take it out, fine. But I think until then, to say that you shouldn't be doing it, I mean, if it's in the coding of the game, I feel like you should be allowed to, and it shouldn't be like frowned upon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm seeing this kind of a bit of the perspective of Rainbow Six Siege, because there are some glitches where you can bug into a wall, the enemy can't see you, or there were a few glitches, I think they patched them out, and you can't glitch into the wall, the enemy can't see you, but you can shoot out of it. You can see them, and maybe it's the last round of the match, and just because of that glitch, you can shoot all the 5 enemies and easily win the round and win the match and get your 50 elo points or MMR points to rank up, and the other one lose
I also think like there's
loses them.
so how do I word this? There's a lot of stuff that happens in every game that is in the game,
Yeah, of
but it
course.
wasn't intended to be there. So like even when the origins of League of Legends started, like it wasn't intended. It wasn't a part of their plan for there to be a way to slow push a lane, all this stuff, CS, blah blah. You know what I mean? But the players figured it out very fast, and we're talking way back 2007, right? Um, but it wasn't intended, but that is the stuff that made League big. Like it was all these, even though it looked simple at first, the complexity inside of that simpleness is really what made people attracted to that game. And the reason the game grew as fast as it did in its first couple of years. Because the original League of Legends looked like absolute trash and did not run well. But it was these stuff that brought it to the game. Now they've had 11 years to obviously fix the game and make it look good. So it's very different now. But so is it sometimes the unintended uses of video games is what can make the game good. But to kind of come full circle, don't use a glitch against new players, guys. Like, come on now. Like, they're new players, you know? Don't be mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but how do you know they're new players?
Because
Where if you create yourself a Smurf account and play on like
Yeah,
level
if
5,
you're smurfing,
or I don't know what the
Yeah,
level
but
range
that
is
I
in this
guess
game.
that's just should Smurfing be frowned upon, or should
oh,
you just stay in your skill level?
stay in your lane.
but
I
That's
mean,
what I'm
Yeah, this is
saying.
also a
again, that's probably a
big thing about
conversation
Rainbow.
that's just going to trigger too many people. I'm not even going to get into that, but
yeah. So
Yeah.
Mike made a good point. So if there was a glitch that killed a lane minion with a certain ability and a certain time, and it instantly wins a game, everyone should use it. That would be a game-breaking glitch, though.
like I know just for an example, like Fortnite, every single time they put out a patch, there's always a spew of at least 5 to 10 glitches that you can exploit that makes it easier to win. Typically, it doesn't guarantee a win. Typically, there is some amount of chance to it, but they are things that can be used or exploited to make the chance of success greater. Obviously, these end up getting patched, and typically, it's only brought up after it's already been used multiple times, like through. Obviously, they need enough time to patch it, but I mean, it's the mindset that like,
Yeah.
should that be
Like
allowed?
game-breaking things shouldn't be in the game. You know what I mean? And uh, yeah, it definitely shouldn't be. But sometimes they can be cool. Epic Games don't have glitches. They are unintended features. Oh, yeah. So
Oh
uh,
yeah.
a glitch is a game-breaking bug, though. able to kill
If
the
the
red
game is
buff.
still running, I wouldn't call that game breaking.
Well, like, what was one glitch in the
Oh.
Alpha 3 weekend that I was doing? I don't know if it was really a glitch, but I remember putting down
Yeah.
Steel's shield in front of the Raptors, so we were able to hit the Raptors but not take damage from the Raptors. Like, I was doing
Yep.
that in Alpha 3 weekend.
Yo, Greg, you just ulted nothing in the
Look, Steve, I had my PC for a week when I played Alpha 3 weekend. You need to calm down.
You straight
hit
up
a lot
of
ulted the
random
fog
buttons.
of war, dude. Like, you think you were like? I swear, if Twin Blast dies here, I swear to God.
Uh-oh. Wait, is that yourself?
No, he got away. Never mind.
About that
Right.
Steel Raptor thing, is this really a glitch then?
It was an Alpha 3 weekend, yeah, and I did it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a shield, so maybe it is
So you
intended
could
to
put the
deflect
shield
damage.
on the Raptors, so you could still hit them because half of them would be outside of the shield, but they couldn't hit you because they were technically inside
Okay,
the shield.
okay. I just thought you put it in front of him,
No,
and then you shoot through the shield.
red buff and black buff had a lot of problems. Mike does make a good point. Like, that could be the difference. Like, if you kill a red buff, that could be the difference between winning Raptors and not. And sometimes that secondary objective, that's what wins you the game. You know what I mean? Like, there is that. It can be game breaking. It has its abilities. Shouldn't be tolerable. Zuku's a hard
Yeah.
stance. Don't do glitches. Period.
Yeah, I think I agree that like giving yourself an advantage and exploiting it obviously should be met with some kind of attention, right? I feel like that's on the onus of the developers though to patch that out. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you're like you know what I mean? Like if
But what if, Steve, what if they didn't patch it right away? Like, let's say it took them a month to create this, to patch the glitch. So for a full month, should people be able to use it, or should it be one of those things like if they catch you using it, you're banned?
No, I
Yeah, like
don't
if
think
there's
they should
soft
ban you
bans and
because of
whatnot.
that. Because this is a fault they made.
well like if
Wobbles, you did not, Hunter, you did not just come in this chat and say fuck fault. Get the fuck out of here.
Who is this motherfucker? Give me his IP.
You know what's crazy? I'll tell you his fucking address if you really want it, guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm playing Modern Warfare a lot, and was playing Modern Warfare a lot, and I always told my friend, "Let's get
Hey,
this
Raging
motherfucker's
Tofu, thanks for the
address."
follow, man.
Hmm.
Thanks for the
Yo,
follow,
Raging,
Tofu.
thank you for the follow, man.
Fuck,
I'm glad you're
fault.
enjoying the stream. Nah, he's just trolling. He's just trolling. I've known Hunter for
Yeah, I
many
hope so.
years now. That's Hunter, so. And Krepton. Yo, Krepton! Yo, this guy Krepton that's in the chat that has the first by his name, give him 3 months. Not even a year. 3 months. And he's new to PC, guys. He will be the best mechanical player in the game, period. As long as he plays it enough, obviously. He might not be able to play it enough because of his job. But if he can play
Challenge
it every day for
accepted.
like 4 hours, he will be the best mechanical player in Fault, period.
Zuku, you're saying if you're caught using glitches, increase your chance of winning. They should ban you, and they should. I agree, but I feel like it's I don't know. I think I'm always just like a bit of like a contextual person. I mean, like I feel like if it's like a lifetime ban, you've wasted your money. Now you can't play it anymore.
It's typically
like-
never lifetime bans, though.
Yeah,
I
like
think
maybe if it's
lifetime
like
bans
Like,
are
you literally
always
get removed from the
overrated.
mid-game. You can get removed if they can tell that you're teaming.
but like you made the choice to exploit the game. What
Wait,
if you
you
do it by
subbed?
accident? You know what I mean?
I didn't know you subbed. Yo, thank you for the sub, Cody.
Because I feel like there's an obvious difference between someone who's exploiting and then someone who maybe like they keep doing something they don't realize. Oh shit, my character shouldn't be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think like if it's in the game, then it should be like if it's something that can be done and Glitch by accident doing something on purpose. Yeah, and that's my thing. You know what I mean? Like, how do you discern that
Yeah.
without talking to the person? You know what I mean? Like, how do you discern that from gameplay footage? If someone knows that they're, are we gonna like send them an email? Hey, we noticed that you were flying around the map. Why were you doing that?
No. But there's ways
it
to
was
detect
fucking
if it's
cool, my kid.
unintentional or intentional. You can do that with coding. Like they do that in all. That's the way how they like currently in Warzone, they're figuring out if people are using aimbot or not, right?
No, but that's not a glitch. Aimbot is not a glitch. That's a hack. I'm talking about something that is in the code that is technically allowed because the code either has like defective or it was like there was like a miscalculation or something like that or an oversight. I don't
but
know.
I think allowed and unintended able to do are two different things. Unintended? Is this the right word?
Tell if characters doing something you shouldn't. You need to exploit that glitch is on you now. Well, what if you just like don't know? Like what if it's even like a glitch where like for some reason, like let's take Countess for
Watch,
example.
you can call it Paragon 2 if you'd like, but it's better than Paragon actually. It's called Fault. It has a studio that's actually going to keep it alive and plan on.
Another studio he's bringing out Fortnite.
Yeah, they don't have a Fortnite in their back pocket. This is their magnum opus.
If it's a glitch where, for example, let's just pick Countess and there's a new player playing, and for some fucking reason, there's a glitch that's giving her like a stupid amount of pen. You know what I mean? Like ability pen if you equip a certain item. And then you realize, oh shit, like I'm getting so much. Well, I've been like killing people like silly when I play this character using this item. I'm just gonna keep doing that, but you don't know that it's an exploit. You know what I mean? Like, and how do you determine if they know that that's what they're doing? That, you know what I mean? Because like if I think about myself or even Chandler, I mean, Chandler I think maybe more than me in terms of being like a casual player when it came to Paragon. If something is just working for you and you're like, oh fuck, I'm just smoking these dudes, you're gonna want to keep doing it. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like if you're like, I don't know. So I don't know. I definitely see your point though. I think when it comes to something competitive and it's one team against another or a person against another, like if we take in a like a sport, for example, to go kind of like bonkers with it, if someone's fucking juicing to be better, you know what I mean? Like that's an exploit. I mean, I would still though equate that to like hacking a bit more. If like, you know, like I'm like, for example, there's this mobile game that Chan and I play, and there was a big problem that happened. There was a fight that got released into the game that genuinely, it's like the hardest fight that I've ever played in that game, and no one could beat it. And then there was like there's a multiplayer function, and people were literally creating lobbies titled hackers please join, because there was a bunch of hackers that would join in and they had some like a setup on their phone where it made it so that their character can't die and was constantly giving each other SP buffs. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. Like that's an obvious, it's kind of a problem because you get things from beating that fight that completely change the outcome of other fights in the game. Thing like many randomly discover glitches, but if someone let's say you click in the store too fast and buy the same item twice, the price of one glitch clearly isn't the fault of the player. Yeah, like some stuff I feel like if it's a conscious defect in the game, I feel like you could have the discussion of like, yeah, morally you should be, you know, you shouldn't be doing that, but like I feel like when you start gatekeeping the concept of morals in something like a video game, I don't know, certain things about it just start getting kind of cringe to me. And like, I don't know, it kind of takes context out of certain scenarios. I definitely don't want to encourage anyone to search out ways to artificially get better at the game. But I also feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just from like playing broken fucking games all my life. And I'm just like, why can this just happen? Like, why is this able for me to just do? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I played a lot of Fallout 3 when it came out, and that game was just like glitch central. Don't even get me started on like Fallout 76. But like the whole idea of the glitches kind of make the game, but when you find the really game breaking ones,
Yeah,
I
like
feel like,
Fallout 4 just being able to spam certain builds and just level yourself up 10 times without leaving the first.
and obviously, like,
You gotta tell me that.
contextually, it is kind of different. I mean, Fallout, I suppose they are offline games, and if you're doing an action, it will increase your chance of victory, thus ruining the experience of other players and
Yeah, the biggest thing's
consciously
the
choose to repeat
repeating
action.
of
Why
it.
shouldn't you be punished? Yeah, well, like the repetition, but
Again, it's so unlikely. So your example, Steve, of saying equipping an item and you randomly have a way more
Yeah,
penetration.
like
those are
armor
just
penetration than normal. Like that isn't really likely, and something as small as that, I'm sure could easily like that same day just be patched and pushed out.
And like that's like the thing. Like I don't know how you. I just feel weird whenever it comes to something that is in the game that should be. Data will show if you're doing something deliberate or by accident. Will it though?
And not just that, Corpse. People will like if someone's using a glitch, there will be a lot of reports for them, hopefully.
Yeah.
So then the team will be able to look at that player and be like, oh yeah, they're clearly doing this deliberately
Yeah,
or not.
typically if you know at level 3 somebody should only be able to hit you for so much damage, and now all of a sudden they're almost two-shotting you, and you're 2 levels above them, you know something's up, and you know, okay, yeah, I'm going to report this person. But, like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
think repeated use. Yeah. There
So
should
what
be
I'm
some kind
seeing
of...
from this chat, all right, Hunter. Yo, can someone delete his message and time him out? Please and thank you. Steve, are you on it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Cool. Now I can't talk in chat for a bit. Okay, you didn't need to make it that long. Anywho, yeah. Anywho, so what I'm seeing from this chat is the consensus is the fall community believes that if there is a glitch, if it should be patched as ASAP, and that there should be some kind of consequence for using that. That's what I'm seeing, and not just yeah, because we seem to have a few people in that seem to think that, yeah, which is cool. I can agree to that. Um, don't use don't use don't use that kind of glitch. Um, yeah. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys got any last closing thoughts on this topic?
No, I think that's probably more talking about glitches than we probably should have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun though. I was having fun.
Keep in mind, like I said, I'm always just gonna be one of those guys that is gonna want to find a way to like have that debate and argue one side or another.
Mhm.
I mean, do I think that people should be exploiting shit? No. Do I know that they're going to do it? Yes. You know what I mean? It's just people being people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
yeah.
And let's think. So, Steven Chandler, what is next, or is that it?
I mean, we've
The only
kind of
other
gone
thing we can talk about
past...
is overrated and underrated characters, but
No. I think. Okay, hang on. Let's say item system. Oh, okay, Phoenix. That actually makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like I don't know if it's too much to ask of developers to be really on top of shit. I don't understand coding and how to like move shit out, but it also kind of I think becomes a lot of like transparency and discussing glitches and exploits that are commonly being used. I feel like if everyone's aware of it and then it gets patched out as quick as possible, I feel like ignoring it is something that would happen with Paragon a lot. Shit just wouldn't get talked about. It wouldn't be like there was never really concern for like the player base. It was always like we know what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't know. You got to be
Um,
aware of like
so
shit.
I think the consensus is that's going to be the end. We were trying to aim for 3 hours. Usually we do 6. But this time we're trying to just change it up. We're currently at 4 hours and 15 minutes, so we're a bit, but we started a bit behind. So we're probably at about 4 hours there. Is spam a good job in chat toxic? Yes, it is toxic.
Well. If what the person did doesn't warrant a legitimate good job. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if I get a pentakill, spam the fuck out of good job. But if I get 4 kills and then the last one kills me, don't spam good job because like go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, or I don't. But then even then, it could be like, hey, you almost got it. But like, I feel like if it's like, I don't know, like you went in for a gank. Okay, yeah, no, like this has happened many times. Like I'm going into a lane for a gank, and the ADC and the support were completely out of position. They get fucked up, and I get away, and you're hitting me with the good job, bro. Back up. Like I don't know what to tell you. I am one person. You know what I mean? I have the good chances of killing one and maybe maiming the other, but I can't play the game for you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of stuff, toxic. But like, yeah, it's just like being passive aggressive.
Oh boy. All right, guys. I think that's going to be the end of the Faultarian Journal for this week. I think is what the consensus is coming to from me, Stephen Chandler. Luis, thank
Yep.
you for coming in and talking. If you guys would like to come in and join the voice chat, just join that Discord link down below, and we'll happily have you in, hear your thoughts and opinions. We're going to be doing this once a week, so hit that follow button to get the live notifications. And Stephen Chandler, can you say your goodbyes?
Farewell. Thanks everyone for joining in.
Yeah.
And
Thank you for all the new
we'll
subscribers and new
yeah, that was
followers.
insane.
And
We'll see
guys,
you guys all again next week.
for anyone that for anyone that liked this stream, we're gonna be, as long as there's someone streaming, we're going to be hosting them. So let's see
Oh
who we're
yeah,
gonna
that's
host. Let's see who we're gonna host. Oh, you know it. Hang on.
also I guess
Jake,
something I can say. Shameless plug, maybe. I don't know. But I stream essay read. I not on a schedule, but I stream music creation. Currently, I'm working on making intro and outro for Faultarian that Greg will be using on his channel. I also am going to be just working on just music in general, so
Stranger, thanks for the raid, homie.
recommend checking it out.
All right, there,
you know the
guys.
stream is off.
I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.